Sorry, we forgot to press record, so now it is recorded. We'll go back to that. But we have a giveaway first, so we're gonna give away one of our prizes for the night. So everybody get ready because it's very gonna be interactive in the chat. So our first prize, you have to answer. Let's see. I have it covered. The question is, drop an emoji to describe your last treatment session. So you could drop a few emojis, make it fun. I love to see these. Okay. But while you're doing that, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about the gift. So this is from OT Flora. She's from one of our speakers, Mandy Chamberlain. She's an occupational therapist working with geriatrics. She has many years of experience, and she generously donated her OT, Mastering OT Goal Writing, the ultimate guide and goal bank for adult rehab. So it helps to simplify the goal writing process for OT practitioners. I think PTs can also use it as well. I mean, yes, the specific goals will be towards OT, but if you need to see the structure and how she does it, she really goes into depth with everything. So I think PTs utilizes it as well. So don't be shy if you're a PT. But yeah, it's a great gift, and we are going to pick a winner.
All right. So our winner is Jen, and it just says Jen. And she picked the emoji with like one eye covered and the other one like kind of like peeking out. That would be Jen. So I will usually tell us after on Zoom, but just make sure tomorrow or tonight, just email us at the Note Ninjas, noteninjas@gmail.com, and just let us know what you want and we will send it to you. So that's Jen.
Great. Congrats, Jen. All right. Oh, and we have another one, back-to-back prizes. So this next one, you have to answer what's one thing you like to do when you're not working. So what's your little self-care tidbit that you like to do? And for this, you will get a chance to win the transfer treatment guide. This is brought to you by us as Note Ninjas. So we give you everything that you need to know about skilled and effective transfer training. So we talk about how to progress, just some different interventions, not just the sit to stand, not just the stand pivot. We talk about a lot of the preparatory activities that can go into it, a lot of activities that can progress your patients to the next level, all different cues that you could provide and prompts. So all different skilled strategies as well as documentation as well. And we have a lot of answers coming through. I love it. I love to see the active chat. All right, so let's pick a winner.
All right, we have Keeleen, I think it is. And you said beach.
Oh, we love the beach.
Beach answers, but she said specifically just beach, just so you know.
All right, awesome, Kayleen. So just yeah, make sure to email us, the noteninjas@gmail.com, and we will give you your prize. All right.
Okay, so now we're going to do a short training on how we streamline our documentation by building our templates. We'll show you how we actually do it. All right, so let's build a template together. We're going to do a template for patient goals, a template for patient presentation, and for showing your skill. So when you document these things clearly, you're showing your skilled interventions, clinical reasoning, and you focus on the patient-centered outcomes, all the things that protect reimbursement and continuity of care. So let us show you how we do this. All right. So the first one we have are for patient goals. So there's specific things you need in a goal. You can't just say we'll walk 10 feet. You need to have specific things in there. So having our templates for those things, just make sure that we have everything we need. It saves time, it keeps it clear, it helps make sure you have everything for reimbursement. And we can really make it patient-centered too. We could always, a lot of times we're going to have maybe 10, 20 different goals. A lot of our patients, maybe if we have the older adults, want to help play with their grandkids or go for a walk or go to bingo or do this. You can keep a long list of writing things and just click, which is usually a lot easier than just writing it all out. So, and you want to make sure you have everything that needs to be included in your goal. So our templates are going to have who it's for, the skilled component, by how much, and why it matters. And a lot of times we input like drop-down menus or we'll use documentation banks. We like to do it different ways because people have different kinds of EMR systems. So if you have an EMR, like I really like the drop-down because you can just really fill it up and easily scroll and pick it. Sometimes you don't have that. We've had a lot of people that don't. And you might just have to have a documentation bank with maybe like a Google Doc and just have it written out. It really depends on your EMR, but I mean, they both work and they can really make sure you have everything in your notes. So this is an example of like how we do it with transfers. So for our drop down, we would have everything in the bold or underlined, and that could be in a drop down menu. And the rest of it is usually the same. Like, why do you have to write the same thing over and over? I used to do like maybe 3 to 5 evals sometimes in a day, especially if I was like in the hospital. Like, why do I have to write everything over and over and over again? So a lot of the words can stay the same, and then you just have to change the rest with a drop down menu. And it kind of gets you thinking too, like, you know, you have those patients like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. So even the drop down menu of like the goals sometimes helps you with like prompts like, oh, how about this? What do you like to do in your free time? What did you do before this happened? So I think it helps with prompts too. And this is inside, we're showing the inside of ours. So we always keep ours in a Google Doc just because we think it's easier. Plus you can change it all the time. You can update it, you can add things. And Google Docs do have drop down menus too, which is really cool. And we just, you can see on the left side, we are just using that so we can easily go to the section we need. And we do it all different ways. And this one, you can see that we're using a drop down menu and all the different things it's for. We have it for different body parts. We have it for different functional activities, transfers, balance. We have it for FOMs. We really try to include everything. And this takes time. Like, we built it over time. Me and Nicole started this together years ago when we used to work. And I started with a couple of things that we saw, and then we build it to make it include everything that we could say. And we do it in different ways. So that's how we set ours up.
Yep. Okay, and the next template is a patient presentation template. So this one's really important because including patient presentation into your documentation, it helps to facilitate clear communication of how your patient is presenting during that treatment and aids in making informed decisions for the course of the treatment plan, which also contributes to better patient care overall. So you can include a list of specific limitations for a number of different activities or functional activities. We have transfers, ADLs, ambulation, strengthening exercise, but you can tailor this to your specific population and the interventions that you're doing. So I know there's a aquatic therapy presentation on day 3, so aquatic therapy can use this as well. Okay, so how do we structure a presentation template? So there's kind of like 3 different things that we want to look at is first the activity selection. So this is kind of just like a list of different activities just to help you keep organized. And then the really important chunk of it is that task analysis and patient presentation. So this is where you're going to really look at how all these different ways that a patient can be presenting. Is it do they have decreased strength? And then you want to be specific in their muscles and decreased range of motion and what joint and what side. Their balance, you want to look at their cognition, perceptual limitations, coordination, pretty much everything. And then you're going to organize the findings, which we're going to show you. Okay, so this is pretty much just an example of all different patient presentations that we use specifically for transfers. So say you have, I'm going to use Mr. Sims. I usually use a different lady, but I use Mr. Sims today. So Mr. Sims, he has Parkinson's disease and he has difficulty getting up from the chair. Now he presents with retropulsion upon standing. And so we're looking at our patient presentation examples and, we find the retropulsion, or maybe he has loss of balance, lateral lean to one side. We're taking that and putting into our notes. And why this template is really, really important is because it helps to justify the assist level. So this is why you need to be including this in your notes. It helps to show clinical reasoning for your interventions. Because here's the thing, and we always reiterate this, there's so many different interventions out there. There's so many therapists. You're going to learn all these strategies throughout this summit from all these different experts. But really what matters is you as a clinician, what you're using for your specific patient, your clinical reasoning. So it's important to document that. It also supports progression and plan of care and improves efficiency when writing your daily notes.
Okay, and the third template we're going to show you is showcasing your skill. So this is important because in our documentation, we have to show why we had to be there. Why did the patient need a skill of a therapist and a caregiver couldn't do it? And we put our skill in a template form. It makes our documentation quicker and it's justifying to insurance why we need to be there. And yes, we can keep this patient-centered again by giving it options. And I did see somebody comment before that they feel like when they use a template, it's not always as creative. But I think Nicole might hit on this a little bit too. I use it also to actually be more creative and to see my patient. Like when Nicole was talking about the patient presentation, Sometimes you see a patient that is having difficulty with transferring, and you're just like, why can this person not do it? Like, what am I missing? Sometimes if you go back to your templates and just look at like the ways your patient can present, it like rings a bell, like, oh my gosh, I didn't check to see if like they're doing this or this muscle's weak. Sometimes, we go in the day-to-day things and we just like forget sometimes. So besides it helping with documentation, I also really think it helps me be a better therapist by looking at it, seeing what could be wrong, or maybe going back and be like, wow, that strategy, maybe I haven't done that in a while, but this might be actually perfect for this patient. So that's something else. And it's something that really is purposeful for showing your skill, as we will show you in a minute. So that's one reason why. And yeah, helps us to, and when everything that people tell us is it has to be medically necessary. So that's why this is so important. You can go ahead. So in order to do this, first of all, we'd like to just keep our bank of skilled phrases. Sometimes we just need to go fast and think. A lot of insurance companies, like they don't want like tolerated well or like those boring words. Using like the action words like facilitated, instructed, educated, guided, those are much more action oriented and really show our skill more than all those like boring, dull words. So those action words are great. And we keep lots of examples of different cues we give: verbal, visual, tactile, physical, all the different kinds. And then, of course, evidence-based strategies. If you're working in neuro, might be a little different, or orthopedic, some would be the same. We like to keep those heart rate reserve, all those different kinds of things that we're doing. We like to keep the basic template of it and then just change it depending on the patient. And so this, why it matters. So it clearly shows the therapist's input. It helps justify therapy as skilled, and this helps support the safety, progression, and strategy. So these are just some of the examples. So like I said, in order to really keep it more skilled, we do have lots of options. So we might have like 10 or 20 things under each cue. So like for transfers, we'd have verbal, we'd have all of them, and then we'd have like 10 or 20 under each one. And you're going to use some more than others. We'll keep those to the top, but we like to have different options and different things here. So these are some of the examples that we use. And then this is the inside of ours. So this is how we do with our Google Doc. So one I showed you before was our master evaluation template. So that's all just the eval stuff. And this is all the treatment stuff. So like to just keep them separate, yeah. But on the side, as you can see, you can easily go to each thing. We do it all different ways. So we have basic transfers and all of that, but then we also use functional activities. We have the goals with we have different things with like the drop down menu you'll see here, or then we also have like the bank of just listed words. We like to have it both ways, just depending on the person, so they can see. Sometimes I do like the bank so I can see them all at once. It depends, you kind of learn where you are. So we like to have it all different ways. So see, we have reaching, stepping, trunk rotation. We have different activities you can do for it, different ways to cue it. We also have different like CPT codes in there because we get the question all the time how to bill stuff. So we do have that in there. And yeah, just try to cover it all. And like I said, you
Yeah.
build.
Yeah, we keep like the basic activities and then that way you can go and expand them. But we do give all that patient presentation and the way that your skill is. That way, you can pick and choose and customize for your patients. So let's give up for another giveaway. Okay. Oh, and a few people, we are going to get to that. Let's see. A few people are just asking questions about the templates. Actually, we'll just make the announcement now since so many of you are wondering. For a limited time only with our annual membership, you will be getting the templates. So we will be, because of the summit is going on, we're going to include that in our special. We don't really sell them on their own, just because it is in a Google Doc and yeah, so no, we are going to be giving them included in our membership, which Craig or our clinical specialist just put into the chat. All right. Here is our next giveaway. So this is this is from the Golden OT. She's also on Instagram. She's great. It's generously donated oh, everybody's answering already. 45 pages of adaptive equipment, which once again can be used for both OT and PT. Stephanie was just telling me today she was working in a clinic where she was like the only one of it was only PTs, there was no OT, so she could have used something like this. So it seems like I don't have to convince you all on why you need it.
Walkers and all that kind of stuff in there too. So she definitely has stuff for PTs and OTs, even if
Yeah. Yep, and it's 45 pages of adaptive equipment PDF handouts for patients to promote overall safety and independence during all different tasks. And it has some pictures, the product description, where to purchase, and the average cost. So, one word to describe documentation. These are all really great. Hopefully, everybody's keeping it PG. If not, we get it. All right, time to pick a winner.
All right, so we have Emily Irwin, and she said stressful. So hopefully this will help you. You know, our
Yes.
documentation tips going on. So Emily Irwin, and stressful. Make sure you email us tonight.
Mind numbing was good too. Ridiculous.
They're really good. I need to seriously go through like all of these. A lot of them are
Yeah.
stressful. And a lot of
Yeah, you might see an email from us with all these. All right. Congratulations, Emily. All right.
we had bought them. She said they were great. So there you go. We got a great
There you
prize.
go.
Okay, so just to like recap, those were all our different templates that we use to help us. We have everything for the eval, then we have how they're presenting to show that they need the therapy, and then all of the different ways that we could help them. And so that's how we like to structure it. It works for us and it works for thousands of others. So hopefully it will work for you too. And we hope you enjoyed the presentations today. And tomorrow we have all these new ones coming out at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So we have some stuff on concussion from the neuro guy. He's great to follow too. And they're all great to follow on Instagram, by the way. That's how we like met most of them. Then we have the cardio poem. I love her too, because especially with the older adults, I feel like I've had a lot of people that have, maybe they're not in there for like a cardiac issue, but they have it as, as something else. So it's really helpful. She teaches a lot of breathing techniques and all kinds of stuff. She's very helpful. Megan, she's very creative. She'll show you all different ways to do different activities. She's fun. Then we had the taping, the neuro taping. That was really cool. I was watching theirs and it was very interesting. So it's something I'm really not that good at, which is why we wanted to put everybody together. Well, I really don't know much about it at all, actually. So I need to make sure I take a lot of notes. Then we're talking about cognitive strategies, especially for those patients that have a cognitive decline and they're just not wanting to participate. And then we have our aquatic people tomorrow. So we have a group of them. They own a liquid gym in Canada. And theirs is really cool because they go in the water and film too and show you how to do it. It's really cool. So even if you don't do aquatic therapy, I feel like it's a very interesting presentation to watch and just see how they do it there because it's very different than a typical like PT clinic.
Yeah,
So
and they're brilliant people. We actually were in a group with Karen and Irene, the owners, and they're fabulous. And so is their staff. So we're really excited for that one. Really, all of them.
they're all so good.
And then tomorrow, join us live because we have at the Neuro Guy DPT. Hopefully, some of you already follow him. If not, give him a follow. But he's going to be joining us live tomorrow, so you can ask him questions about concussion, neuro, whatever you want. Make sure you watch his presentation before. He's going to answer your questions live. Super nice guy and really, really intelligent. Has great strategies. Love his Instagram. So make sure to get on tomorrow night. We're very excited for that. All right. So we hope tonight was helpful. We try to keep it short and sweet because we know that you're taking in so much information from the summit. There's 6 presentations. I know some were 2 hours, some were, more than an hour. So I know it's been a long day. So we didn't want to like overwhelm you with all this information. That's why we wanted to come on here and just give you those quick wins, those quick templates. Even if you could just like make one template with one of your activities that you do for one of your patient or populations, we think it would really help tremendously. So we hope that was helpful. And I know there's some questions that we need to get to. So I will stop
we're doing
sharing.
tomorrow, our live tomorrow too.
Yes, and tomorrow we're going to be so tonight we built the template. Tomorrow we're going to be bulletproofing them and showing you how to actually highlight your skill and make every note defensible. So we're really like focusing and going all in on like highlighting your skill and kind of feasible ways to do that without writing fluff and overwhelming yourself with too much documentation. And some prizes tomorrow include our balance treatment guide. That's from us. We also have from the Next Level OT. She has a network. It's called the Home and Community Therapist Network. So she's giving 3 months for that. It's for support if you're in home health or community or And then the ADL treatment guide we are also giving away. And remember that the neuro guide will be on as well. So you're not going to want to miss that. We are so happy that you all came in today. Thank you so, so much. And I'm going to start getting to some questions here.
Somebody asked about the template if they already have our membership. If you have our yearly membership, we will send it to you. So we will, because I know you guys don't have it yet, because as I said, this was a summit special. So you don't have it, but if you have our yearly membership, you will absolutely get it. We'll give it to you since you're at the summit and we.
Yeah, anyone who is already a member who is at the summit, we are honoring that you will be getting the templates. So thank you for being here and all your support. Okay. Sorry, everybody's chatting, so I'm missing out on these. Need a class on how. With our in our templates, like when we get our templates, we show you a demo of how to actually use them. So just so you know.
We'll show you some more examples and stuff tomorrow too. And if you follow us too, we always have a lot of examples of different ways that we do it.
Yes, tomorrow will be the same time. Hopefully it worked for everybody. We know we're trying to accommodate everybody's schedule. We know some people are from the Pacific Coast. We have, Irene is on the call. Hi, Irene. She's in Canada, but I think are you on the same time zone as us? I think so, yeah.
With Jim that we were talking about, they should watch the presentation. So, yes, tomorrow. Let's see. Oh my gosh, there's all that.
I said I'm sitting in the dark. Sorry.
It'll be cool. Yours is fun.
Yeah, Irene, do you have anything to say about your presentation? Not to put you on the spot, but I figured since you're here.
Well, hopefully there's some good information that we love sharing. And you don't need a pool where you are. You can actually do home recommendations. That's, I think, a really big part of it so that you can help people extend what they're doing and also use it as an adjunct to your own practice and what you're doing. It doesn't have to be done in isolation, but there's so much, we tried to jam so much information into it that there's hopefully a little bit of value in there somewhere.
There's a lot of value. There's definitely a lot of
We're really
value.
excited about getting people's reaction on this. And also if anybody has any follow-ups or questions, feel free to reach out. It's we're more than willing to share and show you things and go from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Irene. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think somebody had asked if we have specific times for the presentations. So with the free ticket, we just release all of them at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So you have all day to access them in any order you want. Some people just want to go right down the row. Other people want to jump around, pick and choose which ones. So it's really however you want to do it. If you have the upgraded ticket, then you could just watch anyone. There's no specific time. You could just watch anyone at any time. To earn the CUs, you must watch all of them, complete the post test, and then you will get a certificate afterwards if you pass. Okay.
So the membership no longer access to the presentations, but we do have a lot of information there. We go into lots of different topics with strategies, modifications, verbal cues, but we to keep it separate from the summit because we have other people in there, so we didn't want to. And it is just for the time of the summit, the templates. We do have documentation banks in our membership, but this is like our major one that we just really have like a deep dive into like everything we can think of. Like we said, we do it on a Google Doc, so we can add to it. We've gotten requests for, I forget what we did recently. I think we did some hand stuff. We did something else. When people ask, we do try to always add it as quickly as we can. Sometimes we need to find a specialist to help us, and sometimes we can do it. So, depending on what you ask. But in the membership's the same way. Everything we add to it every month, and everything we add is by what people are asking. They ask, and like it's usually done within the week as long as we're able to, or as fast as we can, depending on the question again.
And those templates that we just showed are just for our adult membership. I know some people are asking that. Our pediatric membership is separate, and that's because people already say that there's just a lot of information. So it would be a little bit way too much if we're doing pediatrics and adults together. So yeah, pediatrics is separate. So we don't necessarily have like those full-on Google Doc templates in there, but we do have a lot of documentation. Banks, we have a ton of documentation in there as well. Vicky, so yeah, if you missed it, we are doing a summit special. If you join the Note Ninja membership, you will get the templates, the annual membership, you'll get the templates. Will we do a separate summit for pediatrics? We've been getting a lot of requests for it. I think we might have to. I feel like we've been getting a lot of requests. It might be a little bit smaller, probably not 20 CUs or 20 contact hours, but maybe in the future. So if we get enough interest, and if you if you have any idea, if like a certain speaker that you want to see, maybe just let us know so we can work on it and see.
Ready to like be nice and talk to them and see if we can get them involved. We've done adults for a lot longer, so we do know a lot more of the adults like experts than we do for the pediatrics. We just kind of got into it like in the last like year or two, so we're still making our way in there. But if you have any recommendations or something you'd really like to see, we would love to know because we're definitely open to it.
Yeah, we get a lot of specialists in our peds. Harkla, yeah, I know they have like they're great. They have like a whole like sensory. They do a ton of CUs and everything. So yeah, maybe we could do a little collab with them because I don't know if they cover documentation at all or what they're really about.
We have
Oh wow,
pizza.
you're from New Zealand. Wow, what time is it in New Zealand? How long are the videos up for day one? Well, let's see. If it's 12:36 p.m. in New Zealand, it is 8:36. I do not do the math. So you will have until 9 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Let's go to Dr. Google. We'd appreciate you being here from New Zealand. That's amazing. We actually, it's really cool. Since you guys are all still on here, I'm just gonna keep talking. What's really cool about, since we started the Note Ninja, Stephanie and I started this about over 6 years ago now, and we have had people follow us from all over the world. I see there's people from India that signed up, from New Zealand. We have a lot of people from Australia. So that's really neat. So thank you all and Canada. So thank you all for being here. We just really appreciate it.
For the adults and peds, we don't have something that combines both, even though we keep saying that we should. So we'll get back to you on that.
We'll get back to you. Yeah, so the test so the tests aren't individual. It's just one big test at the end. So we tried to make it easy for you all to get those CEUs.
Each speaker, I think, but they're not too hard, I don't think, and you can go back.
Yeah, I think what is it, 2 questions or 3?
Maybe some are even 1, most are 2, I think. We should make some information about that. For insurance, that would help. Yeah, some things aren't considered, you can't bill for, like cupping and stuff. I think it depends in the state too. We weren't even allowed to do it in New Jersey for a while. I still don't know if we're even allowed to, but
So is
sometimes
it cupping?
we weren't allowed to dry needle. They took it
Oh,
away.
dry needle.
Might be able to now. Truthfully, I'm not really sure, but some things you
Yeah.
can't, you just seriously have to do some cash pay stuff for, which technically you're allowed if you have Medicare, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, if your state says you can't, then there's really just no way around it even. You just add it as like a side thing. It's annoying when they don't, but I can't do anything.
All right, I'm gonna just stop the recording.